What is up, scholars? You're tuned into The Thought Process, a video podcast kung saan hihimayin ang mga pang-akademikong talakayin tungo sa mas kalmadong talastasan.
Hello, hello, UP! Kamusta naman kayong lahat? Naway na sa mabuti kayong kalagayan habang nakatutok, nanonood at nakikinig sa amin ngayon.
At para sa topic na idadissect for The Thought Process today, pag-uusapan natin ngayon kung paano mafa-foster ang intellectual tenacity through ongoing feedback and authentic modeling inside the classroom. So Dre, just September last year, nag-release ang World Bank ng findings ng kanilang study which found out na yung education crisis daw sa Pilipinas ay linked sa poor teaching quality ng ating mga guro.
Naku, alarming na nga yung the fact na may educational crisis dulot ng socio-economic factors tapos malalaman pa natin isa ring direktang sanhi ang facilitators ng learning ng mga estudyante.
And ayun na nga, considering na persistent talaga siya sa Pilipinas for so long, mapapaisip ko talaga na systemic problem siya. Given this, we also have to think din na under this kind of educational system, what can we do as educators to prevent this from worsening?
I believe kailangan nating balikan yung obligasyon natin as teachers.
Right.
Dahil hindi naman tayo pwedeng ma-stuck lang dun sa thought na ganito na lamang ang magiging sistema ng edukasyon ng Pilipinas forever. Siyempre, priority natin gabayan yung students natin in every step of the way. At magagawa natin ito kung embodied natin mismo yung gusto nating maturo at pangatawan nila ito as students of the nation because I believe that children
are our future.
Correct. Kaya swakto talaga dyan ang intellectual virtue natin na intellectual tenacity. Kung saan dinefine ito ni Bayer bilang the tendency to embrace intellectual challenge and struggle. So an intellectually tenacious person is someone who does not give up when facing intellectual failure or defeat. Rather, they persist and they rethink their approach and then try again.
Sobrang powerful ng virtue na intellectual tenacity kasi it emphasizes how educators can embrace struggle despite the harsh conditions kung saan sila situated. Naniniwala din ako na importante talagang bigyang diin ang pagdiskarte natin in making ends meet with whatever resources and to our utmost capacity kasi unfortunate man na ganito yung sistema, we can't be lenient at ipaubayan na lang sa wala. And going back to our question, it is our aim as educators, or our mission rather, to intervene.
Correct. Nakakalokang malaman na 7% pababa lang ng mga teachers sa Pilipinas yung may effective na teaching practice, di ba? At since na-emphasize mo na nga yung pag-intervene, paano ba natin mapapatiba yung kalidad ng pagtuturo at magbibigay daan naman ito para sa lubusang pagkatuto ng mga bata?
Paano kaya?
Teka. May bigla akong naisip na isang paraan kasi kanina may Shopee order ako na dumating. At nagbigay ako ng review dahil alam kong makakatulong ito sa performance ng store at ng product mo. At kung ilalagay natin ang sitwasyon sa classroom, bilang guro maaari tayong magbigay ng ongoing feedback sa mga estudyante for their further improvements and growth, not just as students, but as individuals who embody intellectual virtues themselves. And alam natin ito mismo sa sarili natin.
Right.
As students, naghihintay tayo ng scores, comments, sa mga sa course requirements, di ba? Alam natin kung may pagkukulang ba tayo o may maganda ba tayong nagawa. At later on, ito yung nagiging basis natin para sa pag-enhance ng performance sa mga susunod taon. Di ba? Pero dapat syempre, maging responsible providers tayo of feedback at pwede natin itong daanin sa pagpo-point out ng strengths o kaya naman ng weaknesses nila. At mas maganda sana kung balance, no? At empowering, encouraging yung feedback. Siyempre, pati na rin yung way ng pag-deliver natin ng feedback.
Totoo. And at the same time, namamanifest din ang authentic modeling dito.
Tama.
As educators, kasi tayo yung tumatayo na figure of learning, of authority. Kasi tayo ang nagfa-facilitate sa learning ng students natin. And because of this orientation, parang, di ba, we serve as the models mismo of what we want our students to absorb and emulate. And right off the top of my head, I can think of 6 essential aspects to use your word, Ray, embody inside and most especially outside of the classroom.
Yes.
So unang-una doon ay curiosity. Kailangan ikaw mismo bilang isang teacher, you can exhibit a sense of enthusiasm fueled by curiosity about what you are teaching. Kasi this will inevitably influence the way your students will respond to the class. Sunod, intellectual humility. hindi tayo perfect. So, normal lang na magkamali. Pero iba ang dating talaga ng teacher, di ba, na open na i-acknowledge na mali siya, may hindi siya nagawang tama. Kasi, kumbaga, it takes guts to be vulnerable in front of your students. Pero yung vulnerability na to, it's necessary kasi it encourages your students to break free from the mindset na dapat perfect ako kasi hindi nagkakamali si ma'am. Open-mindedness. Open-mindedness sa iba't ibang perspective, views, and we should deal with them in a way na hindi natin dinidismiss or dinadownplay ang student na may ganoong mindset. Practicing what we preach. Understanding na may implications ano yung tinuturo natin and living up to what we tell our students na karapat-dapat na course of action or way of thinking. Kung sinasabi natin to, dapat tayo din sinusunod natin. And next ay attentiveness. Ito para sa akin yung isa sa pinaka-impactful for a student na matry kasi it's not that students don't have anything to say. It's more of them fearing being wrong, natatakot sila na hindi ma-acknowledge. And it makes a huge difference kapag kinilala ng teacher whatever idea man yung sinasabi ng student kasi it lets them know na they matter. Yung pinaka-crucial dito is authenticity. It needs to be a genuine expression of who we are intellectually as teachers. Kung paano tayo mag-isip, because hindi natin nafe-fit yung pagiging curious, pagiging attentive, or intellectually careful kasi nakikita talaga siya. May genuinity na involved. And if we don't possess these virtues, then we aren't likely to be very convincing to our students. Kumbaga mapapansin na pilit lang talaga. And di ba, Dre, may iba pang ways kung paano tayo makakapag-provide ng feedback?
Oo, marami-rami yan actually. Isa rito yung mid-instruction noticing and naming. Ito ay isang positive reinforcement tulad ng comments na thank you for expressing your opinion o kaya naman what you did was an example of open-mindedness. Discreet feedback before or after class dahil hindi naman lahat ng estudyante ay komportable makatanggap ng pagpupuri. At kung hindi verbal feedback, meron ding written feedback like mga comments sa quizzes or papers at mas maganda sana kung gagamit tayo ng mga virtue terminologies na alam natin naiintindihan talaga ng students. At if leaning naman towards more planned and formal types of feedback, andyan din yung rubrics na gumagamit ng virtues sa pag-evaluate ng student work. Pwede rin self-reflection and self-assessment para makapag-reflect yung students sa intellectual character nila. At lastly, yung report cards na nakakabutan ng lahat. Ito, makapag-provide tayo ng constructive criticism, affirmation, and the likes.
These are just some of the many ways, di ba? Kasi it really depends on what works best for the teacher's pedagogy. And higit pa na magiging compelling ang pag-foster ng intellectual virtues kung ipagsasama natin yung dalawang na-mention natin together.
Tumpak na baka dyan. Sabayan lagi ng authentic modeling ang ongoing feedback dahil magandang complements ang dalawang ito para higit na mas matiin ang pag-foster natin ng intellectual tenacity.
Ang pag-embody ng intellectual virtues ay isang malaking hakbangin para sa pag-unlad ng educational system. And I really believe that there is a lot of reassessment and rethinking to do with how to approach the country's educational dilemma.
Yes, a lot talaga. And sana makita natin yung teaching as hindi lang basta trabaho kasi mga rational human beings ang hinubog natin eh. At taglay natin ang malaking responsibilidad na maging ehemplo sa mga estudyante. At ang pinakaunang hakbang syempre ay magsimula muna tayo sa mga sarili natin.
Sa puntong ito, nakasalalay sa atin, ma'am, sir, miss, teacher, prof, professor, ang pagsisimula ng pagbabago sa matinding krisis sa edukasyon na kinakaharap ng ating bansa ngayon.
Correct. At nasa kamay natin bilang guro kung magpapatuloy tayong kumaloob sa sistemang nagkahari o kakalas tayo para tuldukan ang mga siklo ng injustisya sa edukasyon na dapat tinatamasa ng lahat dahil karapatan natin ito eh.
Because again, we believe
that the children
are our future.
At ito ang aming thought process para sa pag-foster ng intellectual tenacity inside the classroom through ongoing feedback and authentic modeling.
This episode would not have been made possible without you, our listeners. Kung nagustuhan mo ang episode na ito, huwag kalimutang mag-like, comment, and i-share mo sa kapwa teachers mo para mas marami pa ang makakaalam. And again, this has been The Thought Process, your #1 video podcast kung saan himayin ang mga pang-akademikong kalakayin tungo sa mas kalmadong talastasan. Until the next one, goodbye!